Hello out there, welcome to the program Eduradio. This na Eduradio. We dey here for our own Eduradio studio. And today for Eduradio studio, na the program what we dey call one-on-one on Eduradio with Omang Dave. Make I drink water. This we say make we bring this program because it don't be very important at this juncture to begin to address issues that concern our education. And on issues of our education, it not dey too much if we take them like this. So it's becoming very important that we talk about our education. And talking about our education, it's not just my responsibility. It is our responsibility. It is a collective responsibility for us all to give us an insight. You understand? To give us all an insight where we go say for station or studio like this, where we dey call one-on-one on Eduradio with Omang Dave. Not before our Love FM station, not before our Love FM radio station where we do the program. This one na our own. Now I make for here we get 1 hour. And the 1 hour what we get, now because of say, we want to hear you. We want to know what you feel about how our education they go and how we fit make them better. You know go dey fit talk about hospital without talking about a doctor, or talking about education without talking about a teacher. Now on that premise, I get my guest today, will be a lecturer with one of the federal universities, when come to say, make him identify himself, put in words with Eduradio. Dr. Uchenna Nzoko. Nzako. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good, as you can see.
With the strike, you're still good.
And with the COVID-19.
With the strike and COVID-19.
We are pushing.
Forward ever.
Backward never.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
So, you don't follow Eduradio?
Yes.
You called us the other time, and the way you talk, I think that was the last caller we had on radio.
Yes.
For Love 104.5 FM station for Abuja. I can't invite you. So because we don't get enough time there, make we do one-on-one for Eduradio studio, and I make you come. Welcome.
Thank you.
Before now, you go see say, sometimes in the early 80s to mid 90s, we had Cameroonian students, we had Ghanaian students, we had English, as in British lecturers, we had American lecturers, we had Indian lecturers in Nigeria, Benin Republic, Niger, and most other African countries will become Nigeria. But now, they no come again. Even the students don't go back. Lecturers don't go back. And the irony now, they say, na Nigeria, don't they come go those areas, go school. What do you think say they're responsible?
Thank you very much for having me in Eduradio. There are so many things that are responsible for that. The other day when we had this program for radio, there was a woman that called, one elderly woman, I presume. That
yes.
told you how they enjoyed during their time. Educational system in Nigeria started going down in the early 80s, around 1981. Started going down during the Shagari time because of the economic meltdown Nigeria experienced during that period. And when the military took over, they didn't have issues. So before you know it, all these professionals and the students that were coming to Nigeria to school started going back. And like you see, that is why Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities have been fighting hard to restore the lost glory of Nigeria educational system. During the military era, you are a living witness to what the educational system passed through, and is still passing through till today. So, and the Nigerian government doesn't have, in as much as they may have that policy, I don't know the problem with our leaders. I don't know the problem with our leaders. There was an article I wrote, which is titled Iberiberism and Governance in Nigeria. If you remember the concept of Iberiberism, it was a former governor of Imo State that first used that concept. So I now decided to do an article on that. That is what is happening in our educational sector. Iberiberism and bad governance in our educational sector. Because their children are not here. They send their children abroad to go and school. And they want to destroy the educational system in Nigeria. And bear in mind that most of them, since the so-called deregulation of Nigeria educational system, so many of them have their universities and all that, which they promote against the public universities we have. So you ask, how many of our politicians, how many of our leaders have their children in Nigeria educational system? So the situation is bad.
Thank you very much, Dr. Uchenna. You see, that era under review, I remember what they say, people with the talk say education start in Nigeria as far back as 1842 or thereabout. Yeah. 1842, 1843.
When the
missionaries, the Catholics, Methodists, and all of that.
Yes.
When education came, it took well over 15 years before they can introduce secondary school, one way they call Cruise Grammar School for Lagos. Again, it took over 73 years in between 1859 to 1932, where they can set up Yaba Higher College, though it can start in 1934. You see how important education is. Then the colonial masters said one thing: the essence of this lacuna, this space where they give, they didn't want, because giving us education, it will influence our ways of doing things, thereby not allowing their policies to sink. So you can imagine, education is key. Now, having given that foundation, now the drift was coming in. In the course of coming in, we may have had small revenue, because they go come, they go shop, they go pay some taxes, so we're making money. So that means we're making money for people coming in, isn't it?
That's correct.
Now, they go out. So also, equally means they go make money from us.
Seriously.
Before, at the second foundation, it is out there, it is established that we have over 300 students scattered all over the world, especially in UK, where it don't rise now to close to about 11,000. In US, it was close to about, in UK, 17,000 plus. In US, it was 11,710, but I think by now it could only go close to about 12,000. In Malaysia, it's about 15,000 plus. In Ukraine, it's about 15,000 plus. In France, it's 20,000 plus. But within the time, now that of Ghana and South Africa, I mentioned them here. Most of their freedom fighters, most of their nationalists, now here they take established freedom arrangement where we even support, where they go fight for freedom. But today, we have over 30,000 Nigerian students in South Africa. In Ghana, where we follow drive not too long ago, we have about 75,000 Nigerian students. What you can talk about them?
Well, you see, there are so many factors.
Okay.
One of the factors is that in Nigeria today, we don't cherish our own.
Okay.
We don't cherish our own. That's one. We have this mindset that when you school outside the country, you have better advantage than those who school here. So that is one of the reasons why many people are migrating out. That's one. Two, the falling educational standard in Nigeria. There is serious fall in our educational standard. The Center for University Ranking, Center for University Ranking ranked about 2,000 plus universities
In the world.
in the world. The first Nigerian university that came in between is the University of Ibadan, which came around 1,155. 1,155.
For all this
in ranking.
mouth.
South Africa universities, about 2 or 3 of them appeared in the first 500 universities in the world.
Yes, South Africa.
Kenya, Ethiopia, even Ghana. Ghana universities are better than Nigerian universities.
Why would they talk like that?
Maybe you came at about 1,770 something. Why Unilag? Almost 2,000 plus. Unilag, almost 2,000 plus. The Nigerian universities, as ASU has been fighting, has different issues. One is funding. Two is autonomy. 3 is welfare. If you check the funding of Nigerian universities, as you know, UNESCO recommended 26%
Yes.
of the GDP
Yes.
of the country.
The country.
You look at Nigeria, for instance, in 2016, Nigeria budgeted 4%. 4%, yes, 4.0% of our GDP to education. 2017, it was 7.40%. 2018, it was 4.04%. 2019, it was 7.05%. Then 2020, 6.7%. All these years, not up to 10% of our GDP. Not up to 10%.
It didn't go down.
Yes, seriously. And bear in mind that in all this allocation, we have about 43 federal universities. We have about 43 federal universities. We have about 28 federal polytechnics, and we have about 22 federal colleges of education, and 104 unity schools. That is federal government secondary schools. All this budgetary allocation covers all of them. Now, when you do a comparative analysis with some of the countries around, you find out that none of them had gone, like Ghana, Chad, Niger, none of them had gone below 14% for years now. For years.
You been give me that analysis the last
Yes.
time. Okay.
Yes. For years. If you want me to give it to you, I can still give it
For
to you.
purpose of the program, so that we understand. You said funding.
Yes.
To back them up, saying indeed now funding. Because I know Malaysia, Afghanistan, Ghana, even Burkina Faso. You call Burkina Faso, yes.
So if you look at Ghana, in 2017, Ghana allocated 20.10%. 20.10. You look at 2018, it was 18.60. Then you look at Chad, for instance. Chad here.
For Baghdad.
Yes. 2017, Chad allocated 16.36.
You're joking me.
Do your findings. 2018, 17.21. Burkina Faso here.
And that 2018, we had
2018 we had
6.5.
Yes. Then you look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso in 2017, 21.44.
Burkina
Burkina Faso.
It resembles where I come from. My people. Though.
Then in 2018, it was 18.39. Then our leaders don't have interest in education. Look at what is going on. On Monday here.
Why you say all this? Okay. Before
they don't have.
Hold on there. We see they do analysis on the budgetary allocation when they, and you said funding is a serious problem. Make we go back. The second National Development Plan, 1970 to 1974, we had 13.5%
On
education.
let me tell you something.
They come. You know, when you say funding, now just we go back, do some comparison. And why I'm comparing those eras because it's like it was a little bit better compared to how it is now.
No, far better.
Okay. Then sometimes the third National Development Planning, 1978 to 1980, it went down. It was close to about 7.5. Then the fourth National Development Plan, that was 1981 to 1985. That one came close to about 17.5. That is the highest. When you see countries now like Burkina Faso, Ghana,
Chad.
waiting. You see the comparison now. I just try to say, I go back home. Can you compare that time? Waiting then do that time when we had that maximal or when the thing increased small.
Okay, now one other thing you have to look at is that the population of students
as
at that period. Like last year, JAM said they had about 1.6, 1.4 million students that wrote JAM last year. And the people that were offered admission were about 600 and something thousand. So as at that period, we didn't have the kind of population we're having today. But bear one thing in mind, like the United States of America, India after India had independence in 1948, 12 years after Nigeria had independence. Can you compare education in India with Nigeria? Nigerians are going there to better their level of education.
But they talk India. What about Cotonou here?
Okay. Yes.
Benin Republic. Niger.
Seriously. And you made mention of countries like Malaysia,
Ukraine,
all these
Asian countries.
You know, some of these European countries too. As at that time you were talking, when we had our second, third national development plan, Nigeria education was better.
Okay. Is it that they didn't prepare? Hear me now. Is it that as much as what they made that was good, they didn't prepare because waiting their meat was good. So waiting them do to prepare for us. I don't know if you get me. You get me? They made a good system. They would have done a projection based on their childbearing rates. Say in the next few years, this population will go up. And when it go up, make we begin building infrastructures and create more funds to accommodate them.
This is when you have a clear-cut leadership that knows what.
So the problem of our education is not in funding; it's rather in leadership.
Leadership that has refused to fund the educational institutions in Nigeria. And let me tell you, without education, no nation can develop. That is the truth. On Monday, doctors went on strike. You are aware? The residence doctors. Now tell me, who produced these resident doctors? Is it not through education that they became resident doctors? If you go to California, for instance, California doesn't have oil. They depend on the research that are conducted to be where they are. We don't value our educational system, and Nigeria will never develop. We don't value it. We don't fund it. Education, without education is the basis. Education is the basis.
Hold on there. This na Eduradio. This na one-on-one on Eduradio with Omang Dave. And my guest na Dr. Uchenna Nzaoko, maybe lecturer with one of the federal universities. Doctor, you just said one very important thing here, say funding is key. We could do something. We're there for a crisis-prone time. Even like war period. And for war period, you get some desperate situations where they need some desperate actions. On Love FM, one of those episodes, I said one thing. We need to do something drastic in this drastic period. Our recurrent expenditure needs to be looked into seriously. As much as our capital and all of them are important, we should do what is known as a need assessment. A need assessment will give us a leadway. Prioritize what are our needs, what are the wants. Education, like you said, and we say, and we all know, is very germane, is key. Even though some people don't come out or carry the key, we'll go find them for Eduradio. Imagine in this time, correct me if I'm wrong, you're a lecturer. They said some lecturers, lecturer 1, lecturer 2, they receive between 1.6, 1.9 to 2 million or 2.9 respectively. Senior lecturers between 2 point something to about 3 point something million.
In a year or in a month?
In a year.
Okay.
In a year. It's not you smile.
When you said it, I thought you were saying in a month.
No, just a year.
Okay.
Then professor, some based on their position when they're whole, either administrative or something, in between 5 and 6 million. Please, this one are people when they give impact knowledge. Before you become a senator, you will have been taught, not a me, with probability. You have been taught. Before you become a doctor, before you become anything, they don't teach you. And either the teaching fee be formal or informal. Somebody has taught you. How on earth can you ignore such a person? If you put a lecturer side by side with their counterpart, like deputy directors equivalent to a lecturer, are they getting those good things when lecturers they get?
Okay.
Are they enjoying all of those things when lecturers they get?
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
A senior lecturer in the Nigerian universities today receive less than 250,000 in a month.
And you know when I put a rundown,
a professor receives between 350 to 400,000 in a month. A professor. Now let me tell you something for you to know that Nigerian government they're not serious.
My country is serious. Don't say that.
I'm telling you,
no,
because look at the latest this thing that just came out recently, where some of the universities have started terminating their contract staff, their visiting lecturers, and this when you talk of contract and visiting lecturers, it is the norm all over the world. It is the norm because a department may not have it all, so they now the school now employ for them from other institutions to complement what they have. In my own department, we have about 7 visiting professors and senior lecturers. When you cancel, they are terminating their appointments. As I'm talking to you now, about 2 universities have come up. It's on the social media to terminate all those appointments. Now,
why?
that is the Iberiberism in our educational sector that
and the ASU body. I know Professor Biodun Ogun. I spoke with him during that ASU strike, and I'll still come on again though. What position has it taken?
Definitely, I will tell you categorically that ASU will fight against such.
I hear you.
ASU will fight against such. The universities are being destroyed. You don't want contract staff. You don't want visiting staff. This is why I told you about autonomy. I mentioned three things. I talk of funding, I talk of autonomy, I talk of welfare. Where is the autonomy of the universities to employ, to employ staff, visiting staff where they are lacking? Where they are lacking? Where? Like somebody rightly pointed out that in ABU, for instance, they have terminated their contract and visiting staff. The Department of Philosophy, that they depend 99% of contract and visiting staff in that department. So where is that leading the university system to do?
Wait. Why this? But then get people now. Why should they bring in?
I told you something. Complementing what you have. You don't have it all.
Okay.
You don't have it all. You complement what what you have by employing visiting lecturers and all these contract staff.
We did try to reach the ASU president, whether they are aware of ASU president, sir. Hello, ASU president. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name na Omang Dave, and you did live for our program where we call One-on-One on Eduradio with Omang Dave. I get one lecturer here, a doctor in one of the federal universities. He say some visiting lecturers, even waiting when they suffer for this strike. They say they come say make them terminate some visiting lecturers that is not allowed. Not true. Now I make a find out from you.
Not true. Say they make the exact contract lecturers, visiting lecturers, adjunct lecturers, because then the program with them call like PIS no get place for them, and that is what is responsible for that.
And you, as the president of Academic Staff Union of University, what is your position and your executive on that, sir?
Nigerians, we recall that since March, when we say we go on strike, the artist thing became an issue because artists not be part of our problem. Now, February last year, when we signed an agreement with government, let them go visit our universities, then go patronize our universities, then go pay our with them who are members, then go negotiate, and they go address issues. We go make our universities better. But around July, government can say, well, now artists so then go they use to pay lecturers in federal university. And we can't tell them say artists no relevance to university work because we don't get any country for this world apart from Nigeria where then they use eyepiece. Eyepiece is meant for civil servants. That was what we knew about eyepiece. When the first came to talk about eyepiece with us for 2013, 2014, we reject them. And as we reject them, they don't tell us, say, well, make we form committee, make we look at what we will do. Maybe we will come up with alternative. And we agreed with them. So that's what we do later. We submit 3 names of our members. We could join them. But between 2014 and 2019, we don't hear from them again. until they suddenly come. They can't say the IPSO, if our members know a room. I will call the dragger. We wrote like 3 letters to them. We meet them for like 3 times. And until they drag us, can't reach February. When we tell them, say, well, we get issues where we can talk about things where you say you do for last year, never do. And that's why that one concern us. But by certainly by end of February, they stop the salary of our members. And by then, people when they go for episode, they don't get salary. And by then, they started removing the names of contract officers. They started removing the names of assistant lecturers, adjunct lecturers. And so we can't land ourselves for this problem. So now that trouble now we still they manage. So we take for the trouble together. We dey tell them say we get alternative with the tap pass at this, and we dey do them. As we dey prepare our alternative, government say they're not going to listen, they're not going to wait. When we get our alternative, we tell Nigerians, our alternative better pass at this because at this no day for university lecturers. University lecturers, they can work for any part of the world. They can move from Nigeria University, go Ghana, go India, go China, go America, go London. But civil servants know they work like that. So the rule way that they use for civil servants, they say you go there for pensionable appointment. If you know there for pensionable appointment, they don't go cover you. Whereas for university, people will come from any part of the world. So they won't come do some small work. We could make our universities better. But when you say you don't want people where they come for contract, where they come for visiting, how we could make our universities be like other universities, other parts of the world?
Prof.
And they will say our university no they get rank. That's why the problem.
Prof.
Yes.
But why would I can't get these lecturers who they say they won't get like backup the visiting lecturers? Will I not employ people enough?
No, we get some areas where we don't get enough.
Okay.
If you talk of surgeons now, like neurosurgeons, people where they deal with brain. How many of them we get for this country? We get some areas like nuclear research. How many of them? Nanotechnology. So we get areas where we get plenty people. But where we don't get, we call them, that place, those areas, we call them hardship areas. Where we don't get plenty hands. And we get some people who retire early. You know, people they retire for 60, then they retire for 65. In some universities now, but they know they allow them to retire, people like that. They go say, well, this is a scarce area, you go there, you go train people for them. You need professors to produce another professor. So if you have professors, senior lecturers, if you help your system, who will develop your program? And look at Nigeria, every day, we get new universities. We get new universities. So who will work for those universities? When we never get enough, we never train enough. And like some of our colleagues, when they work for Igbo countries, America, Britain, and other places, they call them diaspora. They should come home and say, well, make we bring our knowledge, come use for our country, come use for our continent, Africa, our country, Nigeria. But other parts of Nigeria, other parts of Africa, they take people like that. How we go do, we not go take them. Well, even some of them, they did our university before. Now, because they know they treat lecturer well, now I make them go out of frustration. So if people like that, we need their services, want to bring them back to the system. Somebody come tell us that we don't need them. Universities know they operate like that. That's not they close doors. In fact, for universities, talk of Harvard, talk of Cambridge, talk of Oxford, those universities where they hear their names, Ivy League universities, then they look for people from different parts of the world to come and work there. But when they tell our people here say, we don't want people to come from outside. We don't want people to come and work in our university. Papa, which kind of university will they build? So that's why we don't even understand at all. And you feel like say people with the rule us, they don't understand what university be. That be our problem.
So right now, this thing when you talk, it be like hence the world is coming together as a global village. Cross-pollination of ideas, information is very germane. So that if it get wetin me get, because it gets some departments wey no go fit dey very rich. Some lecturer, visiting lecturer, fit come in with his wealth of knowledge, come and reach that department. Now, wetin e be like that?
You know, some people wey they talk, now they start new department.
Okay.
Especially for this new universities wey they create.
Okay.
So people wey get experience there from university wey they come, some come from outside them. They will go establish new universities, new departments, and they go enrich their programs. We get something where they call international flavors. Universities in the world, they do analysis, say how many universities we get for, how many scholars we get from other countries. That one they call it mix, faculty mix. That is how well did we attract the best and the brightest from other parts of the world. We get some countries where we pay any amount to attract lecturers who they know can give them the best in their system from any part of the world. That's what they do in China. That's what they do in America. That's what they do in Britain. They also do it in South Africa. They will source for you when they want to develop new programs. But here, when we say, well, we do not take conventional people appointment, nobody work for university. But where is that? That will not be university. They don't have to a department or unit in the ministry. That cannot work.
But Prof, when I don't sit down with them, eyeball to eyeball, convince them, this is what they call international best practices. It has been in existence. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in the Americas.
Thank you, my brother. We get what they call vested interest. When we get vested, if you get vested interest for something, you will shut your ears. We get vested interest for government in IPPIS. So now you know they let them listen. They say, well, you must obey first before you complain. We there for military barrack.
But before the policy, the IPPIS policy, una be not join like stakeholders.
Now university people for other parts of the world. Now then they tell countries how they go solve problems. But here, they prefer bringing in those they call consultants. And who are the sponsors of the consultants? They are vested interest, including people in government. That is the way it works in Nigeria, and that is why we continue to underdevelop ourselves. So, little time now, they go down and I say, university, they're not they innovate, they're not they create, they're not they invent, they're not they do research. How do they do research when you know allow people to tap some knowledge from different places?
But the research, like grants, when they give, how much the universities don't use the grants positively, like this COVID-19, lecturers, especially the science-related lecturers and other research institutions, for them they engage themselves in looking for whether not charcoal, whether not which leaf, whether not which herbs they go take, begin put together.
I will tell you, say, our members they try. Our members they try. Then they do their best. As with the talk show, universities they don't invent ventilators. You know when this thing started, they turned to the teaching hospital. They found that the teaching hospitals were empty. And that is to tell you, say, government know they fund the health, they know they fund education. And you know, teaching hospitals are the laboratories for universities to train doctors. So if you know the universities. Our laboratories are poorly equipped. Basic facilities are not there. I still tell you, say, we do one research with federal government. We do one work with federal government for 2012. When we move around the universities, we went to about 364 universities. As we collect data for them, we found, say, we get universities where they use kerosene stoves.
Jesus.
Bunsen
Bunsen burner for my biology class today for my secondary school. Use kerosene.
No, that's why they talk now.
No.
When for university,
Come
they
on.
use kerosene stove
Come
and
on.
Bunsen burner. And they use buckets to fetch water to the laboratory. So that kind of laboratory you could do
Which
research.
kind of experiment you want take at 10?
Nah, so they talk
You
now.
need, and they call measuring pipe, all those biology. Doctor, doctor, Prof, Prof, I don't know when you will come Abuja, or maybe next week, one-on-one again with Omang Dave on Eduradio. We go call you a lecturer. We want to. There's a student in one of the countries of the world, the Nigerian, and there are other students, maybe in US or one other country in Europe or the Americas. We go do some analysis because, like, what is the international best practices? We they talk say people they collaborate, people they come together. Today, COVID-19 matter. Should be African countries meet. Our president did there. All of them they come together. And so also if the institutions come together, they get the necessary power, they can work better. I don't know whether Thursday, maybe by 2 next on Thursday, Prof, we go call you, we'll get enough time, make we continue this matter, sir. We don't get time right now, sir.
It's okay. Just tell me now. Tell me for advance so that I need to prepare well
Okay.
for your radio program.
So for purpose of this, your name now waiting and your position where you hold.
My name is Biodu Okunyemi. I be the president of ASU.
You know, art professor now, Professor Biodun, sir. Thank you very much, Prof. God bless. Together, we will take our education higher. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Bye.
Hi. Hi. I'm short of words. And time again, no con day. You see, this is what we're talking about. Education, we can spend the whole week, 24 hours a day, 48 hours, just keep talking and looking for solutions. That is why I say we want you. You want us. We want ourselves. What is Ghana doing that is attracting over 75,000 Nigerian students? How is Ghana getting its funds? How is Burkina Faso? Haba, giant of Africa.
Mr. Mandev, I want to quickly tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Before you maybe go into your conclusion Now, sometime last year, one of the University of Netherlands advertised for a PhD student. Advertised for a PhD student. All right. The PhD student, they will provide everything for the person and be paying the person's salary. They needed a Nigerian PhD student to research on a specific area. They will pay the PhD student a salary that is equivalent to 1.5 million in a month. Now, when we talk of welfare, do a comparative analysis of Nigerian lecturers with their counterparts all over the world. You see that Nigerian lecturers are suffering. I mentioned 3 things. I told you funding, autonomy, and welfare. We need them. If you go to the Nigerian universities, like in one of my classes I do take, over 1,500 students.
This is an evidence.
Then tell me, some of them will be standing outside, some and all that.
I have been my hand.
How you go take cook?
Shebi at the talk am here.
How you go take
studio. At the talk am Nigerians when they hear us. At the tell and say the academic environment is not friendly.
It's not.
Infrastructural decay from hostel to the lecture hall,
House to offices,
the lecture, the teaching aids. Haba, you hear it from lecturer.
and Omang Dave. Lastly, before you stop me, you are expected to publish.
What do you
For
want
you to grow.
Then they give you that money to publish.
Who give you? Who they give you that?
They give you money, no?
Who they give you that one? As I day house now, there is a research I'm conducting. I'm going to pay $99 for that with my own money.
They will pay you back now.
Who will pay you?
They will pay you.
Who will pay you?
Our
I will tell you, say, Nigerian lecturers are truly suffering.
Is it true that some lecturers' salaries have not been paid? Apart from those some way to call this IPPIS. I'm calling briefly, I don't get time, the Dean of Student Affairs of one of the universities. I hear say some lecturers, they collect like
what?
1/4 of, no, as in they cut the money. Say IPPIS.
Seriously? No, that one they there now.
Why?
That one they there. Go and see lamentation. How they are lamenting.
Why? Then where is the moral? Hello? Hello, good evening. My name is Omang Dave. I was there for the program one-on-one on Eduradio with Omang Dave. And I get one doctor, Uchenna, where they lecture for one of the federal universities. I just called Professor Biodun, the ASU president. He don't talk in own. They say some lecturers for ABU, they want part-time lecturers or visiting lecturers. They won't commode them. And I hear say for part of your school, some lecturers need to collect their money complete. Now so it be. I beg, what is your name?
Well, I am Dr. Omang of the Department of Sociology, University of Africa. I also happen to be Dean Student Affairs at the university.
Okay, Omar, I greet you.
Thank you very much.
This thing when we hear say some lecturers for ABU say make them go sit down for house sake of say they no want visiting lecturers, even though na international best practice for lecturers to crisscross and share cross-pollinate information and ideas from their wealth of experience. Not true?
Well, it's true. Hello?
Hello, we hear you. We hear you, doctor. We hear you.
Yeah, it's true. It has happened in Zaria, it has happened in UK, and it might come to University of Abuja, but not yet. The major problem is IPPIS, of course. The IPPIS system does not recognize some categories of staff, like visiting, adjunct, sabbatical, month-to-month, and so on and so forth. Even when they are very, very important to the system. They are as important as the full-time lecturers. And this is what ASU has been saying. I've been saying, government, if you want to do IPPS, fine now. But the university system is different from the civil service. There are certain categories of staff that are fundamental to the system. You have to cut out for them. The IPPS system does not. And this has now left the university themselves to go and find how to pay these lecturers. And most universities cannot pay them, so they have asked them to bid. From the internally generated revenue, universities will not be able to do so much, so many things. I'll give you an example. The University of Abuja, I also happen to be the chairman of the diesel committee. When the school is in session, virtually every month we will buy diesel of 16 million naira. I can assure you that based on the budget released by government, for the whole year, ongoing expenditure is not more than 30 million. Which means that to buy fuel alone, we can exhaust that money in 2 months.
What?
Yes. And fuel is the least. I mean, there are so many other things. So the universities have to go out and generate revenue. And government has said, do not charge tuition fees. We don't charge tuition fees in all public universities, unlike federal universities. I can assure you that the highest our student pays per session, and these are medical students, is 87,000.
What?
In most cases, school fees, everything combined, ranges between 25,000 to 50,000, and that's for the whole year. You see, so where are we going to get the money?
Dr. Omakari,
Yes.
I beg, we don't really get time again. I don't know. Next week, we go continue this program. The ministry, I don't know whether they hear us or who they hear on our, we go on here on our part, because education is key. We can't play with it. I think this country, Nigeria, is where we are because we have refused to do the needful. Because of, I don't want to agree that funding has been the problem. Maybe leadership. If it is, fine. It has affected because you are not funding the universities. Maybe the universities have been allowed to source for fund that is inadequate. If they will adequately source for that fund, it might cause the student to pay with their blood for them to sustain the universities.
Exactly.
I beg.
That is what also has been
Next week.
No problem. I can assure you I'm available.
Okay,
anytime,
next week, same time, we go call the Ministry of Education. It don't reach time where we go put our education for platform. We all begin talk about it because it's not. We are not heading anywhere. See Ghana. See South Africa. Imagine the capital flight that is leaving this money. I say something here. Senator Binta Nyaku, in 2016, Senate Committee Chairman on Third Fund, that Nigeria is losing close to about $2 billion. And when we do that conversion, it was close to about 720 billion. As at then. So I beg, no vex. Next week, by God's grace, God's willing, by 12 next week, I will call you again. We go sit down here with our doctor here again. Make we do analysis on this matter. Then we'll begin chat the way forward. You say what be your name again?
Abubakar Umar Kari, University of Abuja, Dean of Students.
Okay, now you be that student leader where they be president of ASU. And one man when they say, because they send me text, they say you know they look whether person be Igbo man, Yoruba man, Hausa, Muslim, Christian. Not true?
Thank you very much. You see the kind of traditions I come from. The area I was born in Bauchi is actually called Ibokotas, even though it's inside the...
Oh, you did that place. I hope you are not carrying some things on your waist.
So all the friends I grew up with, they are from all over the country.
Wow.
And, you know, University of Abuja is the most national university in the country. It is the only university where every local government, in fact, every ward is represented. It's a mini Nigeria. So for us here, we do not recognize all these divisions into region, religion, and so on and so forth. And as a student, I was an activist. I was a one-time president of the student union government. And this is a government that was really all-inclusive. It was a Nigeria, it was a mini Nigeria itself. And therefore, we don't have time for a primordial.
Thank you very much. Next week, Dr. Umar Kari, we go call you. The text when person sent to me here, say you be that kind of person, we go read them out to Nigerians when they're here. Thank you very much. God bless you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, bye. All right. Yes, you're cutting short. We are out of time. Please.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is that government should look inward and see how to resuscitate our educational sector. Whatever legacy they leave here today, tomorrow, they only speak for them. If they decide to destroy the Nigerian educational system, tomorrow history will hold it against them. So thank you very much.
Just like I said on one of our other programs, if you want to plan for 1 year, plant rice. If you want to plan for 10 years, plant tree. But if you want to plan for 100 years, invest in education of the people. Thank you very much. I want to believe, say, Mr. President never hear this cry. I want to believe to say the information when they give the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, not the real one, but we go engage them here. It is high time we have a stakeholders meeting to begin to review things. In fact, that stakeholders meeting, we have started talking, we go engage Ghana. What thing you do, Ghana, we keep you where they take our students. Burkina Faso, you with slim resources. Ghana, you with slim resources. You are using this much. What thing you do? South Africa, how did you come about it? And other developed countries, how were you able to take your education? That's
sorry, sir.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who did 2 years in South Africa as a lecturer there. He's in Nigeria. I can equally, give you his contacts so that he will give you a comparative analysis of what South Africa is doing excellently.
That we are not doing. We engage. My studio people next week will get more time, and my person when they Europe. We go connect Europe by next week. Maybe we see their own education for Europe. My as the hot reporter there, the hot reporters for Nigerian universities, because school day off, we don't get any information. But our is the hot rep for US. We go talk to US. We will talk to Ghana. We will talk to Ghana. Then we'll come back to Nigeria. Thank you on behalf of our great listeners. We don't sit down almost all day. I want to say, God bless you. Be calm. Let's work together. Eduradio has come to stay. I trust you and I believe in you, just as you believe in us. Dr. Ochenna, thank you for your time. You've been here. God bless you. But will you come again next week? We'll continue the struggle together.
No, it's okay.
Thank you very much. God bless you. I say, bye.
Forget about the big things, say make we talk about the small things. Forget about the big things, so say make we talk about the small things, so yeah.